Hello and welcome. My name is Lupe and today I'm going to be showing you how to make pozole. Okay, we're going to start off with some pork shoulder pieces. They're a little too big. We want to cut them down to bite-sized pieces. Okay. This meat, I've pre-rinsed it, and it's about 3 pounds of meat. Okay, it's pretty much all cut up. So now I'm going to move on to the pork neck bone. Okay, and this one as well, I just need to cut it up a little. And this one is pretty much going to give that broth in our soup flavor. This is more for flavor. It has a little bit of meat, which is good. These are my favorite part of the soup. So we're just going to cut them up. And these are also pre-rinsed, okay? So, okay, they're pretty much cut up and ready to go. I'm going to put this all in the water. We're going to put it to boil for about an hour, okay? Okay, so the fire, we started on a medium-high heat. Now I'm going to add some of the neck bones into the meat. Put it down into the bottom. And then we add a little bit of the pork. Well, we can add it all. Get it one. The reason I'm not dumping it is because there's still a little bit of the water that I rinsed out. I don't want to put that into the meat. Okay. I might have overflowed this. Alrighty. Now I'm going to add a little bit of salt. Add a little bit of salt to taste. And we're going to let that cook for about an hour. As it's cooking, we'll get some of the scum up on top of the meat, and we will just want to clean that off as it starts rising to the top. Okay, so while the pork meat is cooking, we're going to start making the chili for the broth, and this gives it the color and flavor. So these are chile guajillos. They're dried. We're going to rehydrate them, putting them in some hot boiling water. We will start with taking off the stems off them. Probably going to use about like 6 of them. So take off the stems, leave the seeds. Now these are chile pasillas. They're also dried. We need to rehydrate them. So take off the stems off the backs. Sometimes you'll get some of the seeds, and it's okay if they come out. We're going to discard of them later. Just take them out. And I'm going to use about 3 of those. Let me put more of the guajillo, okay? Alright. So now these, I'm going to put them into boil in a pot of water. Okay? I'm going to put them in. And let them boil for about 10 minutes until they get nice and soft. Okay, So now I'm gonna make chili oil that goes, usually it just puts a little bit inside the broth in your bowl of soup to give it some more spice. So what we need is chile de árbol. They're dried as well. We're just gonna put them in oil, and this is basically a chili oil. That's all the ingredients: chili, oil, and garlic. Okay, so I'm gonna start by putting some oil. This is just regular vegetable oil. You can use any type of oil that you'd like. Okay, and then I'm gonna add chile de árbol. Let them toast up a little. On a medium-high heat. Okay, so now I'm gonna add to these chile de árbol. I'm gonna add some regular oil as well, just cold, and then just so with the heat of this oil doesn't break our blender. So just we're gonna add the same oil that we cooked those chilies in. We're gonna add it to the blender. Okay. We're gonna add some salt. And some garlic, and garlic to your liking. I love garlic, so I put a little extra always. And we're gonna blend that up. So you can make those chilies and garlic into little pieces. Alright. It's strong, so be careful. Alright, and this is the chili. So this, when you eat in your pozole, you add a little bit of this. And it's spicy because it's just pure chili, garlic, salt, and oil. So I'm going to turn off these chilies that we've had boiling over there. And again, we're going to take them out and add them to our blender. also gonna add about 2 chile de árbol, just to give it a little spice, but not too much. And some of the juice that, the water that we use to boil the chili, not too much. Okay, about right. And we're gonna blend this up as well. Left all the seeds and the chilies are a little tough. We're gonna have to strain it to remove, you know, all the big pieces, and so we're gonna use the strainer. Just pour it into a bowl. Catch all that chili. We want our soup nice and soupy and smooth, not thick and crunchy. Strain all this. So all these seeds and like some of the chili, outside of the chili, we don't need it. We can discard of it. Throw it out. What we want is this chili sauce. And then now I'm gonna put it back into this blender and add all our spices. Okay. We're gonna blend it one more time, but now we're gonna add more spice. So we're gonna add a little bit of salt, some ground cumin. Let me grab a spoon here. I'll probably put like about 1 spoon of cumin, a little bit of oregano. We'll put about 2 of these. Oregano. And I'm also going to put in some bay leaves. I'm going to throw them into this sauce. And some garlic. And again, garlic to your liking. I like a lot of garlic, so I'm putting in about 5 of them. And blend. A little more salt. And since I'm using like the coarse salt, I'm going to blend it a little bit. Alright. Now it's ready. So I'm stirring the meat now. And we don't have too much of that stuff, so it's good. Okay. Now I'm gonna add the chili for flavor and color. Throw it all in there. And this is what's gonna give it its nice red color. And we want it to cook with the meat so it can flavor the meat as well. Alright, now we're just gonna let it cook. Okay, so now that we got the meat cooking, we're gonna start on the toppings. I got some cabbage, I rinsed it, and I also have radish, so we'll put that off to the side. I'm gonna slice this up. It's gonna be like shredded cabbage, so just put it off on its side and kind of slice. So now I have some radishes as well. They're already rinsed. I'm gonna slice these up, cut off the edges. Okay, so now I'm just gonna stir this pozole around, and this I'm gonna add some hominy. This was in a can. I drained it and rinsed it, and then now I'm just gonna add it to the pozole for the last 20 minutes of cooking time. Okay, the soup pozole has been cooking for probably about 45 minutes. In the last 20 minutes of it, I'm gonna add the hominy and just let it cook in there for another 20 minutes. Okay, so our soup is now done. I'm gonna let it sit for a little while, and then I forgot to slice up some limes to add to our soup. So I'm just gonna add them. Okay, let me bring the soup over, and we're ready to eat. Okay, the soup is ready. Now I'm gonna plate it. Got a nice big bowl. Get some meat up in there. Maybe one of the big pieces that has a bone in it. And some hominy. And now some of this nice, flavorful broth. Okay. And to top it off, we use some of that cabbage and chopped up. Some of the radish. Put it up around. And some lime juice. And a little bit of our salsa to give it a little bit of more spice. There you go. And that's our pozole. Now, the best part. We're gonna try it. Okay. Add a little bit of meat, and broth, and the cabbage. Now it's a little hot. Very good. The meat is super soft. And the broth gives it a very good taste. Very delicious. Hope you guys like this. Enjoy, try it out. Tell me what you guys think.